Hello, I'm Ted Foote. Welcome to today's Advent Devotional for First Presbyterian Church and anyone else who joins us. Today is December 1st, and our reflection is titled, What Does Jesus Want This Christmas? This series of devotionals is by John Piper, who is a pastor and professor in the Brethren tradition. He begins this devotional with a verse from John 17, verse 24. Father, this is Jesus praying, I desire that they also, when you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory, that you have given me because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Jesus' prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane. So Mr. Piper writes this devotional. What does Jesus want this Christmas? What does he ask God for? We can find the answer in his prayer, especially his longest prayer, found in John chapter 17. This is the climax of his desire at verse 24. Among all the undeserving sinners in the world, God gives to Jesus. And Jesus says he wants these people to be with him. Mr. Piper writes that there is a common misconception that this is an expression of God's need for us, as though God were lonely. But this really is an erroneous belief, and it is rendered invalid or debunked by the rest of the verse. Why does Jesus want us to be with him? According to John, in Jesus' prayer, to see my glory, that you have given me because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Jesus is not lonely. He and the Father and the Spirit in that Trinitarian relationship are profoundly satisfied in that fellowship. Rather, Jesus' prayer expresses his concern for the satisfaction of our longing. We, not he, are starving for something. What Jesus wants for Christmas is for God's people, for us, with others, to experience what we were made for, seeing and savoring his glory. Oh, that God would make this sink into our souls. Jesus made us, that's recorded in the first chapter of John at verse 3, to see his glory, to really see it in all its brilliance, so that we will savor it, so that we will relish it, so that we will enjoy it and be made new by it. That is our delight. That is our treasure. But that is only half, Mr. Piper writes, of what Jesus wants in these final climactic verses of the prayer. The end of the prayer at verse 26 says, I made known in them your name, Jesus praying to God, and I will continue to make it known, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them and I in them. Jesus' final goal for us is not that we simply see his glory, but that we love him with the same love that the Father has for him. This isn't merely an imitation of the love of the Father for the Son. What we really see Jesus' glory, when we really see Jesus' glory, we appropriate the Father's love for the Son. The Spirit bestows in our lives love for the Son from the Father. And that love then is translated from the transformation of our lives into faithful serving. What Jesus wants most for Christmas is that His people, those God has given, His elect, be gathered in and receive what they want most, or we might say also what they need most. That is the capacity to see His glory and then savor it, Mr. Piper's key word, with the very savoring as the Father has for the Son. What I wish most for Christmas this year is to join you and many others in seeing Christ in all of Christ's fullness. I want us to be able to love what we see with a love that is beyond our own half-hearted human capacities and routine desires. There is one goal in these Advent devotionals: to see and savor this Jesus, where the first Advent, the first coming, we celebrate, and whose second Advent we anticipate, Jesus among us. Jesus prays for us this Christmas: Father, show them my glory and give them the very delight in me that you have in me. Friends, oh, may we see Christ with the eyes of God and savor Christ with the heart of God. That is the good news of the great joy. It is the good news that transforms our lives. It is the good news that sends us forth to serve with a growing faithfulness. Blessings to you this Advent.